Get you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
I need to know. I need to know now.
I need to know.
I need to know.
I need to know.
What's in the news today?
I need to know this.
Here's what you need to know. What you need to know with Jody and Hazy. As we head into Schoolies once again, there were warnings all across the news yesterday, deadly warnings in fact, about pills being sold as organic ecstasy, natural ecstasy, or just MDMA at Schoolies this week. The problem we have is that these pills contain nitazines, which is up to 50 times more potent than fentanyl. So that means these pills are potentially deadly. So it's pushed for a renewed push for legalised pill testing in SA. So Dr. John Williams, who's the president of the AMA here, said he was concerned school leavers at next week's Victor Harbour Schoolies might be taking pills they think is just MDMA, unaware it could contain nitazines or other harmful synthetic opioids. He said, my best advice would be don't take those pills at all, but he supports legalised pill testing because anyone can take a pill, get a pill maker and put any kind of white powder in that and then package it any way they like and put in it whatever they want, which as a parent is completely and utterly terrifying.
Yes.
So it gets you thinking as a parent, like, where do you sit on the position of pill testing? For me, I'm sort of a bit on the fence. I've got to be honest about that. I don't quite know where it sits for me because it's like, I think it's a bit like alcohol. Kids are going to drink alcohol. So as a parent, do you introduce it slowly at home in a controlled environment so they get used to how it makes them feel and what it makes them do? Or are you then planting the seed in a young brain that alcohol could potentially be a part of your life for eternity? You know what I mean? Do you introduce, knowing they're going to do it anyway? I think as a parent, you just want to provide the safest environment that you possibly can. If you suspect that your kids might partake in drugs, you'd want that drug to not be potentially deadly.
Yes.
So I don't know. I'm a little torn on this one.
That is the thing. Please get involved in this conversation. If you're a parent, maybe you're a student on your way there, 13 24 10, would love to take a call from you. I think there is a slight perception that if you're for legalising pill testing, that you're somehow for drug use.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I don't think it's that. I think it's you just want to ensure that this thing is not going to be deadly for your child.
So here's the thing, and let's be realistic, and sometimes you have to put yourself back in that situation, and if mum and dad said don't do this, would you absolutely 100% say, okay, I won't do that because you said that? Of course you probably would. I did back in the day. I got told not to do some things and I definitely went and did them. So then the option is, if you have this where they are what we would deem safe pills versus very, very unsafe pills. Maybe you've said to your kids, don't do that. They still do it. This system isn't available and they take a bad pill and all of a sudden there's disastrous consequences. I know which one I would rather, and that is, and the language sounds awful, but my kid taking the safer pill.
Yeah, I think that we run into trouble when we confuse people who encourage pill testing as encouraging drug taking. That's not it at all. They're encouraging, if they're going to take it, we want to make sure it's safe for you. But either way, the scary part for me is kids at Schoolies who drink or take drugs are going to be out of control. And we all saw last year what happened at Schoolies with Grant Stevens' son, Charlie. What can happen, not I'm saying drugs and alcohol involved, but it's a dangerous hotbed of young teenagers doing things that they potentially shouldn't be doing.
Yes, so, and this is where it's changed because I went to Schoolies in 2003 and I can 100% tell you there was far too much of it consumed, but it was all alcohol.
Yeah.
So it was all alcohol. So from then to now, things have really, really shifted. And I reckon it was close. I reckon maybe 2 or 3 years after we left, we were hearing stories about kids who were 17, 18 doing genuinely illicit substances and going, well, and then it just sort of filtered across society as a whole.
Yeah.
So maybe it'd be hard for parents now to get their head around such a thing as legalising pill testing because maybe parents weren't in that situation themselves. So it's harder to get a grip of.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a little bit of audio from a professional pill tester from Queensland who explains the process of how they go about it.
We only need a really small amount to get tested. So we need about the size of a match head. Using our infrared spectrometer, we can give a good estimate of what we believe to be the most prominent ingredient in there. What we've found is that particularly where someone finds an unexpected substance in their sample, almost all of them will dispose of that. A lot of our discussions are around the risks of overdose and the signs of overdose, and also advising the safest option is to not use drugs.
So clearly from that, it could be the difference between saving a life
or
getting a youngster in so much trouble.
Yeah. My clear takeaway is I want to pick up an infrared spectrometer in the Black Friday sales as well.
Yeah, well.
How fun do they sound?
Watch this space.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on at a red hot bargain.
13 20 410, we're taking your calls this morning, your thoughts on pill testing. Let's go to Anonymous from Flagstaff Hill. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you work in health, yes?
Yes, I do. I've seen the consequence of this, and it's pretty devastating and pretty difficult to deal with, because these young people end up in a resus in an ED department where you don't know what they've taken. They need to do toxicology study to see what's happened, mentally and physically compromised, and it is real difficult to deal with.
And so you say you see... Yeah.
From a medical and nursing point of view, it's devastating for families. They're torn to pieces over years of drug use, and then all of a sudden their child is in a physically compromised state.
So, Anonymous, being in the industry that you work in and knowing what you know, can you see a future where there is mandatory pill testing?
Well, I think that's only the tip of the iceberg, really. That's like a Band-Aid to a global problem. But the problem lies with drugs being introduced and drugs being manufactured. And they're two different sets of difficulties, really.
Yeah.
One, the manufacturing is you don't know what's in that drug and being sold to young people, vulnerable people. People with a mental illness already are compromised. They end up with further problems mentally, and then they've got a physical state to deal with where they're not medically or mentally able to manage a quality of life that we should all have.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that call. What a great insight that was. So I wonder about these people with these backyard operations who are manufacturing these pills and putting in the pills that could potentially end up at places like Schoolies, putting in nitazines, which they know are potentially fatal.
If you're a student or you're a parent and you want to shock yourself, why don't you Google some of these images of where these drugs are prepared? Because I'll give you the hot tip, there's no work and safety regulations.
No.
In some of these back sinks where these pills are made and pressed.
There's no regular 3-monthly inspections of these backyard pill operations. Give you the big tip.
And certainly no nutritional content
on
the pills
that
you're buying on the street. Mandatory pill testing, where does it sit with you? Let's go to Paradise. Good morning to you, Andrew.
Good morning, both. How are we?
We're good. Thank you, Andrew. Where do you sit with this?
I am on the agreement that they should be introduced, absolutely. Like, as a young party girl back in the day, I know that, like, these things are going to happen. Like, you're going to be taking these pills, especially after parental supervision. Like, there's just not much that you can do. I've got a young 8-month-old now. And I just think about these things in the future that, she might be surrounded by people, like there's going to be an influence. And let's say that she has a curious mind, she might want to do these things. So as a parent, I would expect that my child have the safety or the foundational knowledge to be smart enough to, I'd prefer that they wouldn't do it, but if they were to do it, that they do it under safe conditions. And I think you've both hit the mark there. If they were to do it, that they're doing it with friends or somebody that they trust in the event that something bad was to happen, and that they have the foundational knowledge to potentially test and know what these substances can do. Education is an important thing, and just basically saying no to pill testing, I think, is a little bit silly. We're moving into an age where, drugs are becoming a lot more prominent.
Yep.
It's just I think it's just,
It feels a little bit like a do as I say, not as Daddy used to do back in the day situation with you, Andrew. Just a little bit.
No, but well said, Andrew. I could completely agree with you. So it's about information, it's about knowledge, and be able to handle yourself in the right situation. Because I feel like, particularly with youngsters, and I've got a 6-year-old, but I feel like by the time he gets to 18, the more I said, "Don't you dare do that," I feel like it's going to make you want to do it more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah,
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much, Sue from Sturt. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Where do you sit with it, Sue?
Well, I'm a little on the fence, but I mean, ultimately, I'd love to live in a world where this is not an issue, but it is.
Yeah.
So I would lean towards a yes if I had to make a choice. But I'm very pro making sure you have those conversations with your kids.
Yeah.
Because they feel safe to talk to you about any influences in friendship groups and things like that. And I've always said to my girls, if you wanted to drink or you wanted to take something, come to me. We'll do it safely together.
Yeah, right.
Don't go doing it somewhere where you're, if I have to find it, I don't know where I'm going to find it. But if I have to find it for them, I would. But just be safe with doing it. Like, do it smart.
I tell you what,
my girls have never done it.
It's always the people you least suspect,
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
know. I love that. Okay.
So how old's your children?
20 and 22.
So do you feel like you have that relationship with your children right now? Could they call you in a situation where they say, look, I've just had an incident with some drugs?
Absolutely. I had, my girls would come to me and say, such and such a friend is doing this, such and such a friend has taken that, such and such a friend is doing that, and their parents don't know. And I had that dilemma where I'd think, that was my daughter, I'd want to know, but I can't break my daughter's trust by telling her friend's parents that she's doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
so, yes, absolutely, I've got that relationship with my girls.
Yeah, that's great.
And one of them's now a cop.
Oh, God. Okay.
It's a whole new conversation.
I love that Sue's kids are going to her saying, this is what we want to do. Okay, Mummy will do some research on the dark web.
All right, leave it with me. We'll see how we go. Important messages in there as well, though. So thank you to everybody who got involved and spoke with us. But also, it certainly makes you think, doesn't it?
Well, also, I know that a lot of kids do listen to this show. So if you are heading to Schoolies, just be safe.
Yes. We're not going to preach.
Nah.
Just be safe.
Nah, we're not preaching. We just want to look after you. Yep. That's the bottom line.
100%.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Oh, yes. Naughty at 6:40 is a chance for us to be, I don't know, maybe a little bit looser before we straighten things up after 7 o'clock. Is that the best way to describe it?
So when your kid's being naughty and you're like, get it all out of your system and then move forward with your day. That's what we do.
That's what we're doing right now. Mm-hmm. I got one for you. And what's about to happen over in America is all the Americans are about to sort of verge into winter.
Yes.
So there's a big warning that's coming out over there for all the men. And that is, they're saying, watch out for winter penis. That's right, winter penis. It's a seasonal condition that may hinder a man's ability to perform sexually.
Okay.
And I feel like, before I describe this, I think we've always known about winter penis deep down, us men. Particularly producer Flack, who we're calling the Prince of Winter Penis.
You find these studies, Hazy, and I just go, this is the dumbest thing I've heard because
you wrote it.
Yeah, we know what happens in winter or cold.
Yes. As the temperature drops, the male genitalia recedes into the body to maintain body heat, resulting in restricted blood flow. The phenomenon, it's phenomenally unattractive, which affects men of all ages, can cause a male member to shrink in size by up to 50%, while slowed circulation makes achieving an erection difficult when the thermostat drops.
Oh, dear.
Oh, boy.
It's a lot to take on there.
And I just thought it was me. But it's an actual thing. Winter penis is a thing.
Okay.
So there you go. That's our excuse.
So I'm going to run some numbers here. So if it drops by 50% and you're starting at 30% already, you're at minus 20.
Minus 20%.
Oh, my God.
When it's inverted, that's when you know I'm in big trouble. We're an open and honest group here. Hey, all those, put your hand up who've got all year round winter penis.
My hand is up.
Hands up. Get involved 2014.
It's the excuse we've always used. If you're naked in front of someone, it's really cold in here. The air conditioning's up.
Is it cold? It's 25 degrees and sunny. Oh, it's so bloody cold.
Yesterday, there was a medical emergency in the studio, i.e. I genuinely swallowed something the wrong way and was choking. And
it was hilarious.
Have a listen to my near-death experience and how it all unfolded.
Absolute scenes in the studio, and that is, Jody, and you forgot to chew before you swallowed it. You tried to eat it like a duck.
A bit of sweet potato just lodged in my throat, and I literally couldn't breathe. And at that point where I couldn't breathe, you're yelling out.
Incorporate the Hyman manoeuvre.
You say the Hyman manoeuvre?
Yeah.
It's the Heinrich.
What?
Heimlich.
Heinlich? It's a Hyman, isn't it?
No.
Oh, jeez. That's oh no! Isn't that? I haven't confused. I think we all learned some lessons yesterday.
Yeah, and my favourite thing about you, Andrew Hayes, is when you make a mistake, God, you double down and you double down hard.
Do you know
okay, idiots, it's the Hyman manoeuvre.
It's not. And just for those playing along at home, the Hyman manoeuvre, which I'm sure is an actual thing, I don't even know that.
No.
You can imagine how much I don't know that.
No, I can.
It would be as much as you could possibly not know something.
Yes, exactly. Is that the only thing you don't know? Is that the only thing you repeatedly and infuriatingly get wrong?
Oh my gosh. Words that you just cannot get right. 13, 24, 10. I can't, unless I really double down and concentrate, I can't say Glenelg unless I really concentrate.
So, go again.
Glenelg.
Yes.
So I've got to stop and really check myself. So I just wanted to speak normally in a sentence. I couldn't do it. I do a lot of sample stories, and I love covering the Tigers.
Okay.
So you'll hear me say the Tigers or the Bays a lot instead of Glenelg.
Right. So, okay, quick spot check. All right, say, I'm going down to Glenelg today. Don't think about it.
I'm going down to Glenelg today. I'm not good with the L after the first G.
Glenelg.
Yeah.
Right.
Bays. Going down to the Bay. Are you flawless?
I can use words out of context sometimes. I don't know. Like bought and brought.
Oh, my God. It does my head in. And sometimes we're doing interviews with someone.
Yeah.
And you'll get them in the wrong place, and I'll just be in the corner twitching because I'm not going to correct you in front of someone else.
No.
We'll get there. And now your brain's like, oh, no, I'm going to make sure that I stuff you up and make sure every single time you're using the wrong context. You don't even fluke the right one.
So if you bought something, you buy it, but you brought it, you bring it.
Oh,
Is that right?
She's done it. She's done it.
But I can't just do that. It's something in my frontal cortex that says, no, you will never get that right.
Yeah.
You never, ever in the history of your life get brought right in the right context without having to stop and going, okay, if I bought it, I bought what?
Yeah, you can't pause for 5 to 10 seconds to make sure you get it right.
Absolutely
Producer
not.
Flack, you got one or two?
I'm not sure I can top Glenelg. It's pretty good.
Go Glenelg!
For years and years and years, I thought it was hyperbole.
Oh, do you know what? That's
like the Super Bowl. Hyperbole.
It's a weird word, though, hyperbole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say hyperbole and I would get very embarrassed.
And does anyone actually know what it means? I don't think anyone really knows what that word even means.
Hyperbole, isn't it just like to spew out like a whole heap of words that sort of you don't really know the meaning to?
I don't know.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm hyperbolizing.
We are not an intelligent show. 13, 24, 10. Give us an example, the words that you just cannot get right. Because everyone's got a word or maybe a few that just trip you up.
Yeah. Just let me quickly dob producer Flack in here too. You know Lavisa, the jewellery shop that's in every shopping centre right across South Australia?
Yeah.
For years he thought it was Louisa.
Oh, no.
In my defence, there's a bit of a curve on the V, so it looks like a U. So I thought it was Louisa.
Oh, is that right?
Bit of a curve in your brain, mate.
Well, I got one for you as well. For the longest time, you know the brand Uniqlo?
Yeah.
That Novak Djokovic probably made quite famous.
Yeah.
I never looked at it, but I always thought it was Uni of Queensland.
So did I!
How did the University of Queensland sponsor Novak Djokovic?
I was like, he didn't go to the Uni of Queensland. That's so weird.
Oh, 13, 24, 10. The words that you cannot get right, or maybe the words that you just always thought were completely wrong.
What a great win for the university system.
Well done. That's a huge coup. Well done, guys.
Check this out.
This is Adelaide's favourite way to wake up. Jody and Hazy on Nova 919.
13, 24, 10. The words that you just consistently get wrong. Sure, I learnt some lessons yesterday.
Yep.
It's the Heimlich remover. It's not the Hyman manoeuvre.
No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, it's just an everyday lesson.
Okay. I don't know that you've still nailed Heimlich anyway.
What did I say wrong again? You're kidding, aren't you?
Sorry, you just said the Heimlich remover.
What is it?
Okay. Heimlich remover.
Hey, guess what's going to happen next time Jody chokes? Next time Jody chokes, I'm running. I'm out of here. I'm not going to associate with any sort of manoeuvre to try and help you.
Instead of remove. Okay. Anyway, you make my head hurt sometimes. Let's go to... So we're doing all those things that you cannot say properly or you get taken out of context. What is it, Christy?
Morning. So just before the year 2000, everyone was like, oh, it's coming up with the millennium. So I still can't say it.
Oh, the Y2 bugs already got Christy before it's even happened.
Right, Christy. So I think you mean millennium.
Ah, yes.
But what do you say?
Millennium.
That's good. That's good. Hey.
Just sometimes who doesn't mix the N's and L's up?
Thank goodness the millennium's been and gone.
Yeah.
That's good.
So true. Thank you,
Good
Christy.
stuff, Christy.
Let's go to you, Rebecca. Hey.
Hi, how's it going?
Okay. Let's have a crack at it. What is it?
Say squirrel.
Sorry?
Squirrel.
What are you trying to say?
Are you trying to say squirrel?
Yes.
So
Why doesn't your squirrel have an S? Why is it a quirrel?
I can't do it. I could do it if I do it real low, but then I sound like an idiot.
Okay, well, we
It
might have
works.
to.
Okay, go again.
Squirrel.
You sound like you're on a slow-mo replay. Squirrel.
So if you were to, for example, say, Rebecca, if I just said, okay, say this, the squirrel couldn't find its nuts. Go for it.
The squirrel can't find his nuts.
You just got to say it real quick.
Yeah.
And hopefully it just merges into the other words.
Oh, dear.
That's nice.
Well done,
Oh,
Rebecca. Thank you. Oh, Johnny. Okay.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Your word is rendezvous. What's Johnny from Craigmore's interpretation of rendezvous?
Oh, it used to be rendezvous.
Rendezvous. Oh, my gosh.
My partner thought it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
And this is because you can't say rendezvous, or did you genuinely
No, I
from
can.
a young
I
age?
just
think it was
no idea.
rendezvous?
Yeah, I had an event at the rendezvous.
Oh, God. Thank you, Johnny.
That's amazing.
That's
Oh,
incredible.
no worries, guys.
The partner didn't leave.
No.
Thought it was funny. It's nice.
That's good.
That's good. So I guess we're all in this boat together.
Yeah.
Words can be tricky, can't they?
They can really be.
Let's all stuff them up together.
Yeah. I mean, who hasn't said jalapenos, am I right?
Or jalapenos.
Jody and Hazy. Song.
What a delightful little contest this is.
Isn't it? Yeah. Isn't it gorgeous? I promise everyone I'm going to stay calm. Okay? I'm going to be so zen this week because you know what? Let's face it. I'm trailing so horrendously badly that I can't make a dent or an impact. So
what do you mean?
I may as well just relax and have fun, right?
Is that a 2? Oh, it is 2. 14 to 27. Sorry.
I'm not gonna,
do I need glasses from you?
I'm not going to bite either, just so you know.
Okay.
You can
Cool.
throw out as much bait as you want. I am not going to be that little fishy this morning.
Okay. Yeah, fishy. Hey, producer Zoe, for those
good
just
morning.
tuning in for the first time, what's going on here?
Bit of song, our favourite competition here on Dodie and Hazy Show. So, 3 songs, Nova hits and throwbacks orchestralised. It's the best of 3. You're playing for a couple of listeners to win them a Wallace Cinema Family Pass. First through this morning was Stacey from Prospect, who chose Team Jody.
Well done.
Oh, thank
Well done,
you, Stacey. Thank you, Stace.
Yes.
And then on Team Hazy, John Davern Park.
Here's Johnny.
Hey guys, how we going?
Yeah, good man. How are you, my friend?
Johnny.
John's first time playing songs.
Fantastic. Now I'm on your team.
That's the sort of camaraderie we need.
All right. That's
Yes.
the sort of sledging I'm going to ignore.
That's okay
John.
though, because Stacey chose you.
Oh, did
Jody.
she? That's nice.
So that's nice.
So Johnny got a signed Hazy.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I know. You got the short straw.
Yeah, poor Johnny. All right, let's kick straight into it. Song number 1.
Here we go.
Yeah. I know it.
Name is your buzzer.
I know it too.
Yeah.
I don't know the title nor the artist. That's the problem.
Yeah, me either.
Both of you listen.
This is where we're falling short.
Listen.
Hazy.
Go on.
Shawn Mendes, Nothing Hold Me Back.
Yeah, well done. Wow, I'm shocked. I thought you'd both get that straight away.
Oh, Oh, it's from the car ad too, isn't it?
It's on the car ad as well.
Jodie, it's on the car ad.
I saw it on TV.
Can I be honest with you, Jodes?
Yeah.
And this may shock you.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge fan of Shawn Mendes.
Okay.
I don't dislike him.
Yeah.
But you may not see me at a Shawn Mendes concert.
Okay. That's good to know.
So I don't know if you know me well enough to know that, but
I don't know.
Good tune, though.
Your musical taste is quite eclectic, and I can never really pick what you do like and what you don't.
Is that right? Because I don't know what that word means.
All right, that means Hazy's in the lead, but it is a best of three. There's a chance for comeback. I think this one's hard. Song number 2.
Song 2, Jodie always excels at.
Yeah, she does.
She's under pressure.
Okay. Don't react. Don't bite.
Oh, my gosh. You right?
Song sure, song 2.
Shut up.
I know. Damn it. I don't know. Hazy.
Go on.
Foo Fighters Everlong.
Well done, Hazy. That's really good.
Actually, I'm going to give you that. That was very good.
Very good.
Oh, we're friends.
Great friends.
Hey, so here's the big question.
Here's the massive question, Jodie.
And this is a big test, Jodes. Do we play the third song?
Absolutely not.
Come on.
For the thrill of it.
Absolutely
You
not.
said you're in a great mood today. Nothing will get you down. Imagine winning the third song.
All right. Okay,
Yeah,
go
come on.
go
Come on. I believe in you. Song number 3 for fun.
It's fun, Jodes. It's fun.
Yeah, I know. Let's Get Loud. But Jodie, Let's Get Loud. Let's Get Loud by...
Oh, no. 3.
Come on.
Oh,
Two.
no.
1, 3.
Let's get... How have I not remembered her name?
Oh, no. How much time?
J-Lo!
No.
Yeah, well done.
Grow up, Alex.
Producer Flack might have helped out there.
That's okay. That's all right. Producer Flack realises that sometimes you need to throw a dog a bone.
Yes. And also, Hazy, you've already won.
Yeah, so shut up. What are you going to have an argument over the dead rubber? I promised I wouldn't get angry, but that sort of behaviour tips me over the edge.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, well, 28-14, I guess.
New Zealand's comedy queen that we'll now claim as our own.
Shuckers. Just trying to see if you guys are a shucker crowd. No. Okay.
She became a much-loved TV star hosting the Cheap Seats on Channel 10.
Got a lot of feedback. We actually got a tweet that said, is Tim away because his work experience is up? So that is true. Emma was just not available this week. So.
And going over the best or worst bits of the year with us before tonight's final episode, please welcome Melanie Bracewell.
Yes, Hazy, the Cheap Seats finale is tonight on Channel 10, the beautiful 10 network, and the star of it is our favourite Kiwi comedian outside of Ursula Carlson. Please welcome Melanie to the show.
Yeah, that's a fair bet. I'd make that call as well.
She is very, very funny. What an opportunity just to get you on the show this morning and talk about, you obviously recap the year and the best stories in news, so we thought let's get your top 3. Are you up for it?
I'm absolutely up for it. It's been an amazing year. We've had so many huge stories. I mean, the most recent one would have to be that royal visit where there was a pretty amazing encounter with King Charles.
King Charles has received a welcome to remember in Canberra, being sneezed on by an alpaca.
Very good.
What an absolute greeting. That is what we call Cheap Seats gold. We sort of mine, and there's all these, very important dignitaries that they meet and they shake hands, and sometimes it can be very, very boring. The moment we saw the word alpaca in a transcript, we were like, okay, all right, fine, everything alpaca based.
What was the alpaca dressed up as, Hazy? Can you remember?
It did have a little suit on, didn't it?
I think it was wearing like a top hat and like a suit, like he was dressed up in formal wear, I believe.
Yes, it was a very inappropriate setting for an alpaca to spit in the face.
Oh, my God. But his reaction too was lovely, wasn't it? He was sort of like, oh, my God. You could see in his face, did that just spit on me?
It was gorgeous.
Yes,
it was
okay.
Absolutely gorgeous.
So that comes in at number 3. Your second top story for the year, please?
Now, we cover a lot of sort of high-profile courtroom battles,
Yes.
you know, these big legal lawsuits, and sometimes they can be dicey, you know, sometimes we don't want to cover them, we're a little bit nervous about what we can say, and this is one of those examples.
Oscar the Cavoodle arrived at the federal court for decision day in a defamation battle against Nine.
Oscar the Cavoodle.
Yeah,
Your resident bad boy.
absolutely. Oscar the Cavoodle in a defamation lawsuit. We had Oscar's lawyers on our back when we were talking about Oscar, so we had to be careful with what we said.
Mel, what was Oscar suing Channel 9 for? How did they defame the Cavoodle?
Look, this is where you've got me wrong. We have no journalistic integrity. We know nothing about the deeper layers of the story.
Yes.
We don't know. We don't even know really much about Oscar at all. The Cavoodle was dressed up like a judge. That feels on the nose.
It really does. All right, your top story for the year. Mel Bracewell, go for it.
Often this happens. We have a slow news week now and again. You know, we go, there's not much on. There's the Olympics. That's not coming up for a while. What can we do? And then every so often we get a blessing where something huge has happened. Everyone's talking about it, but everyone is okay. Everything's fine. It's not dangerous. There's nothing bad about it. It was just slightly inconvenient for a big portion of the population. And that for us was the blue screen of death, the outage that hit a bunch of Microsoft computers, which meant there were some pretty intense stories like this.
I heard a story about a woman who got a text that she had a piece of furniture to pick up at a store. She went to the store and they couldn't provide it to her. She said there was panic there.
Oh my very goodness. That sounds slightly inconvenient.
You can't pick up an ottoman. That is one of the toughest things that can happen in your life.
Oh my God.
We just heard a bunch of these stories. It was, they went to the pet store and they couldn't buy a goldfish. And, you know, the reporters are doing such a good job because they do have to cover it and they have to give it this gravitas.
Yeah.
But quite often, it's just someone who couldn't pick up a couch.
Well, Mel, we can catch all the highlights from the year on the Cheap Seats. The finale is tonight. Can't wait for it. You do a wonderful job. Thank you for being our second favourite New Zealand comedian.
Well, you guys, my second favourite Adelaide radio show.
Yeah.
Is that what it feels like? That hurts so much. You're a favourite. Ursula's too.